what it comes down to. So tonight, this is a live DJ chat with for Monday night here on DJN TV. I'm filling in for John Young, as is clearly I'm doing that. And tonight's show is being brought to you by DJ Event Planner, as well as Electro Voice. So, looking forward to hearing from them.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
And we're back. Good evening. I'm Jason Jones, and I'm filling in for John Young tonight on the Monday night DJ and TV live chat as we talk to a few guests. Coming up later on tonight, at the top of the hour, we're going to have a really fascinating conversation with some very talented DJs. We're going to have a gal that goes by the name of Kilma. And she's a extraordinarily talented DJ and a producer. Worked clubs, private events. She's based out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Really amazing. Also joining together is Allison Farley, who is a DJ and MC for Tailored Weddings in Escanaba, Michigan. And I'm not holding my breath. Hey, look, there he is. There's the man of the hour. It's Brandon Lindsay joining us. And, of course, the other gal that is joining in tonight is what would have been Shani Barnett. However, she's got some medical stuff going on, it looks like. So, anyway, so I'm not sure. I don't think she's going to be joining us. She's taking care of herself. We're keeping our fingers crossed for her to feel better. But we're talking to the other two gals about what it's like to be a woman in this DJ world, which it's like less than 1%, I think, of DJs out there are actually women. The rest are guys. In the meantime, who has popped in and joined me, but none other but Brandon Steward. Hi, Brandon.
How you doing?
I'm good. Okay, you can hear me. Yeah, as I was wrapping up, I'm like, does he hear me? Does he know what's going on? And he does. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing good, man. Doing really well.
It's great to have you on the show. Tonight is the official start. All the shows late. All the shows late. There we go. And so that's what we've been doing.
Awesome, man.
And you and I are going to talk about, and we're going to just do a stacked view like this. And we are going to talk about lighting. And tell me a little bit about where you're coming from. I know that this is what I know about you. You and I share 314 mutual friends on Facebook. You're from Fort Worth, Texas, and you own and operate Steward Productions that has a laundry list of stuff, lighting and DJing and like the photo booth, like the works. You're a full service company there.
Yeah, we service one event at a time. And that's what sets us a little bit different. You know, we like to tailor to the high profile type clientele. So, you know, it took about 11 years to get here. Wasn't easy.
Yeah, right. A lot of hard work.
Yeah, and you know, and a good team that you can trust. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, great. Well, let's talk about lighting. So, what do you have? What do you have for us tonight? What do you think? Where should we go with that?
The biggest thing is like. People always, a lot of guys always ask me, guys and gals, you know, what is a good startup for lighting?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily just the moving heads or the scanners, intelligent lights. But realistically, it's really good to start off with some type of flood lighting, like wash LED dance floor lighting. When you start off with that, then you start stacking everything else on top of that. Because the number one thing is you don't want dark pictures and dark video.
Mm-hmm.
So good wash lighting is a good start to go about it. When you start getting into, like, especially your dance floor lighting and trying to light up a room, and that can also be in uplighting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is going wireless as far as uplighting now.
Yeah, tell me, what do you mean by, for those that may not know the terminology, by wash lighting? What would be the application of that, and what might that look like?
It's a flood light, like flooding the room with light, filling the room, filler light.
Okay.
It's kind of like when you turn the light switch on in your office or your bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
It's lighting the whole room. It's like flood lighting, so it's like flooding the room.
Okay.
So when you start with wash lighting, it's really, really good to do that, so that way you can add to it. A lot of guys like to start off with like moving heads, and don't get me wrong, I did the same thing too, and went for the expensive fixtures.
Yeah, focus more on the dance lighting.
Right. And what wound up happening is people were complaining it was too dark anyway, because it's more focused type lighting.
Yeah.
So, you start off with your floodlights, and it's kind of like what they call stage wash in the production world.
Mm-hmm.
Is flood your dance floor with good color wash. Kind of like during first dances, warm colors. Stay away from the greens and the blues, because a lot of photographers and videographers really absolutely hate that. It ruins pictures and video. I'm a DJ and a videographer. I worked in both areas.
Mm-hmm.
So I see both sides, and ultimately warm colors look better when you're, washing a dance floor, because you can see people better.
Yeah.
Especially like if, and I'm referring to weddings, by the way. So like if you're doing like the first dance, mother, son, father, daughter, it's good to have good floodlight to flood your dance floor with. So that way you have really good results and everybody's happy.
Sure. Sure. Is that so you have easier control rather than just like bringing the lights up in the room?
Absolutely.
You bring the lights down in the room, then you wash the floor with enough light to be able to capture those special first dance moments and things like that, and then you can make an easy transition into the more dance lighting?
Correct.
Cool. So what are some creative ways to use these things in combination to create some drama and excitement, like kind of surprises,
Like creating excitement is, of course, when you had your floodlight, you start adding like effect lights or some type of decor with it.
Mm-hmm.
Effect light can be something with patterns in it. That's what I do. I would like to use a lot of breakup patterns from the moving heads, kind of moving around to kind of give you a nice, good show.
Mm-hmm.
Gives some movement on the floor. For example, another light fixture that I like a lot is the ADJ Warlock. It's got a lot of movement to it, and if you program that thing right, you can make some really good shows out of it. And it's considered an effect light.
Okay.
It's a roller with a burl with mirrors on it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're selling this stuff to clients, it's really what I try to do is mention the benefit. For every feature there is, there's a benefit. So, like for example, the feature is floodlights. What kind of lighting you have? Okay, it's floodlighting. What's the benefit? You benefit the client by saying you're not going to have a dark dance floor. And then, however, we also have effect lighting to go with that wash lighting. So that way, when you combination those two together, put those two in a combination, you get an awesome effect. You get a really cool look. And I go by selling a look and not quantity. and that's been working for us.
Yeah, so you're not like selling the fixture like, oh, you want us to use these fixtures. It's more like, take a look at this photo or this video. Now, we
Uh-huh.
used a combination of things to create this effect, and then your brides and grooms are like, ooh, we want that. It's like, when they see it as an experience, then it becomes something they want. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It helps, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, right. It's like, because I mean, ultimately they want the result. I mean, they don't really care necessarily how. I mean, if they're into it, like we are, they might care. But otherwise, they just want that experience, that look. That how you get it necessarily isn't what they're real interested in. Would you say you find that?
Absolutely. And the thing is too, man. I had a customer today. He literally wanted. He was talking about scaffolding type lighting,
Wow.
like over a dance floor, and I don't get those calls all the time. It's a lot of customers don't know what that stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was pretty smart. He wanted a nightclub. That's basically what he
Sure.
wants. So
And is that something that you were able to do, or is that something that do you like rent additional gear to do something that big, or do you just kind of shy away from stuff like that?
no, I actually we do sell a lot of it, and I like to I bought a bunch of trusting to give some good different looks to accommodate just about any room I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that, I'm able to sell it a little bit easier.
Sure.
Like he wanted the scaffolding type lighting, but I looked at the venue he had low ceilings, so
Oh.
it's just not going to work. He's got all this drapery hanging off the ceiling. It's not going to work. But however, we have a setup step, a couple notches down, and we can do like an overhead truss over the DJ, you know,
Yeah.
10 feet high by 15 feet wide, and hang a bunch of lights off of that. We can do something cool like that and still give you this similar effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what you did there is so valuable, right? Because you're the expert. You're the one who's informed. Instead of like, sure, I'll do that. Sure, whatever you want. Yep, just saying yes to whatever he asked for, and then just trying to cram in there whatever he asked for, even though it's not may not give him the experience or the effect that he actually wanted. But to say like, well, with your venue, you might want to consider this and this for the best effect. And what a huge value that is. Let's Brandon, let's take a quick break with a message from our sponsors, DJ Event Planner and Electro Voice, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about lighting.
Cool.
Back in a moment.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
All right, we are talking to Brandon Stewart, who comes from Fort Worth, Texas, and owns and operates Steward Productions, and we're talking about lighting and all the different ways that you can that you can use it. So, what would you say? Is there any particular lighting style or fixture or application even that you're most excited about this year in terms of what you're creating for clients?
Yes, indeed. The new Mega Light Axis Beam 7R fixture. I just picked up 4 of those, and we're about to pick up another 4. A lot of clients are liking that concert style type look. They want to feel like they're a part of something big. So that's a new and exciting. Beams have been out for a while now, but now they're starting to take on a toll for the mobile side of the business now, and it punches through the room pretty good. But yeah, it's basically the effect and creating an ambiance for your dance floor.
Cool. Describe a little bit, if for someone who hasn't necessarily seen it, describe a little bit about what that would look like, and how you would program it to change throughout the night. You know, that sort of thing. When you said concert feel, describe more about that.
Okay, so let me back it up here. The beam fixture itself, what a beam fixture looks like is a beam of light, kind of like a searchlight that you see from helicopters, like kind of a beam fixture. However, these are intelligent lights that are controlled by a computer or a DMX controller or software. You can change the colors, you can change the patterns, and the cool thing about it is they're able to take that technology and put it into something much smaller, so that way you can use it for like concerts, school dances, weddings, and they look really good coming at you, so you can see the beams in the air. It creates a nice, good aerial effect. If that answers your question.
Yeah, it sounds really, really cool. So it creates more of a higher production feel. Like they feel like they're at the last Kenny Chesney concert and that sort of thing.
Exactly.
In terms of what it did, and it adds. It sounds like it's pretty dynamic in terms of just the shifts and changes and things like that. Not just a simple scanner.
Right. Yeah, and it's definitely, again, those type of fixtures set you apart. And with beam fixtures, you almost need at least 6 minimum to really have a really cool effect.
Now, is it the kind of thing that you could just get them and plug them in and turn them on and just let them go all night? Or is this something that you're going to want to hook up to a DMX, add it to a controller, create some scenes and that sort of thing?
This is something that you plug up via DMX. This particular fixture, it's a professional fixture. There are smaller fixtures out there that other manufacturers have put out that are on the smaller scale, and like this fixture I have, it can be used for smaller scale or to a large scale. And what I have is a 7R. They have a small scale like 1 and 2R, like 1R or a 2R. But when you start getting into large scale, you get into more like the 5R, 7R, and up. And what that is what I mean by R, the type of bulbs that they are, they're projector lamps.
Oh, okay.
They're able to get a lot brighter than your traditional gas discharge type bulbs. And they use a lot less power too.
And are they still LED?
No, they're not LED.
Oh, they're not LED. Okay.
And the thing about it, here's the deal. I like LED fixtures. However, honestly, when you start dealing with gas discharge lamps, you operate them correctly, you actually are getting between 2,000 and 3,000 hours out of that bulb. Okay. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time. I have fixtures that are rated at 2,000 hours and I have less than 200 hours on them. And it's been close to almost 4 years since I had these fixtures.
Yeah. So you definitely want to think about it rather than like, oh, LED's the way to go. You know how we have a tendency to get latched on to things like, well, but it's got to be LED. So it's like you kind of got to like really look at what your application is going to be and what you're going to use it for and the features of that particular fixture before, instead of not getting just fixated on one thing, like whether it's an LED or not. That's really great advice, Brandon. Thanks so much for coming on the show and sharing with us about like the greatest the fixtures and describing some different ways to use it. Definitely some great ideas that folks can come away with tonight.
Appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
Hey, thank you. You too. This is DJNTV Monday Night Live Chat, and I am Jason Jones. Coming up next, we'll be hearing from the women of the DJ industry. We'll be talking to a very talented DJ from Canada who goes by Kilma, and Alison Farley from Escanaba, and we're going to find out what it's like to be a woman in this super overly male industry of the DJ world. We'll be right back coming up at the top of the hour here on on DJ and TV.